Hello, my name's Waldo.
Hi, I'm Modular, and I'm really mad.
He is mad today, everybody. He is excited. He's got a thing to talk about, and it is very, very divisive. We're gonna, he's been sitting on it for like half an hour at least. I've been
I
trying to
have.
calm him down and hype him up at the same time. All right, I'm gonna hit play.
I see access as a problem. I see parents being able to direct their child's education, and they are already in the lower 25 percentile, meaning a lot of those parents did not finish high school and could not finish their own education. I am extremely concerned that we would put money in their hands in that entire piece of life in the hands of parents who are not qualified to make those decisions, and they don't have the money to put in the difference that their child would need to attend a private school if there were one in there already in their region. I see access as a problem. I see.
Well,
Okay,
that was entertaining.
that's entertaining. And she is talking about this Parents' Bill of Rights. Yeah.
I don't even know she's talking about that. I know that she said that, and that is sort of how I understand that the Democrats must feel about parents having a say in their child's education.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
They did not finish high
I don't
school.
give a
They are.
fuck if Democrats think that the parents aren't qualified. They're the parents, and they get the say in how their children are educated. Straight up.
And if they want a biblical text, just read the Bible all day, every day, because that's
Fine.
what they choose. Okay,
That's
great.
that's the parents' choice.
Do they get to push that to the government?
No, but
Okay. So
but
you
but
need
our
a government
government
run by
strictly
experts.
is in our constitution. It strictly says that we don't do that,
I know, but what
right?
she's I'm not insulted by this lady. I'm not, because what I think she's saying is logical. Didn't finish high school.
No, I'm sorry. No, the
Yes,
parents should have a say in how their
they
children are
do
educated
have a say.
every time they. Well,
And
the bill you
sometimes
linked me. That's
the
all it does.
thing they say is wrong. Yeah, great. I want to say in how my kids are taught that evolution's not real. You get to
What
say
what
that, but you don't
what
get
she
to
is
force it on
is
the government.
advocating here is it's no longer Uncle Sam. It's Daddy Sam. Daddy Sam tells parents what their children are going to be taught. Hi, Daddy Sam.
Okay.
That's what Democrats want.
They want
They don't want the
experts making
parents getting to
decisions.
choose what their children are learning.
Right, because their parents are dumb.
They don't want Uncle Sam. They want Daddy Sam.
And
Daddy government is going to come in and say what's right for everybody. No, fuck that.
we should have a uh, department that is specifically deciding what is good for education. Isn't that a good idea?
We have that. It's called the Department of Education. What are you talking
Great.
about?
Republicans hate it, and they want to get rid of it. They talk about getting rid of it all the time. And why do they talk about getting rid of it? Because an educated populace won't vote for Republicans. They won't. I mean, colleges, we get into this same kind of issue all the time. Republicans don't like colleges. Republicans tend to complain about all the college elites, those Ivy School, those elites, those people who go to college, start voting Democrat. It's because they're educated all of a sudden.
It's not because they're educated. It's because they're indoctrinated.
With education, yes, they're
No,
indoctrinated
no, no, no,
with
no.
knowledge.
It's because
I'm
those that
telling you.
can't do teach, and then those ones that can't do are Democrats that go and teach the students,
Mm-hmm.
and they indoctrinate them to their
With
ideology because they
yes,
can't
they're
do.
indoctrinated with knowledge.
Not
Uh,
knowledge. No.
so she is. I think what she's saying makes sense. If see parents being able to direct their child's education and they are already in the lower 25 percentile, meaning a lot of those parents didn't finish high school, could not finish their own education. I'm
Hi,
extremely
parents.
concerned that
You aren't
people put
qualified
money in their
to
hands.
direct your child's life
Right.
The government is. Daddy Sam is going to come and tell you how your child should grow up.
Are they? Is this parent also? She found there was a word here. Qualified. Is this parent also qualified to do open heart surgery? No, we leave that to experts. Is this person qualified to? Um,
You know what? We don't vote on experts.
no, we don't vote on experts.
No,
We
you're an
hire
expert
them.
because yeah, we hire experts to do surgery, the
Right.
ones that are trained and tested and whatnot for years and years. It takes like 12 years to become an open heart surgeon.
Yes, it does. It takes a
That's a
lot of
total difference from the
qualifications.
government telling you what you should and should not be teaching your kids.
The government is going to hire educators. They're going to hire people who are specifically qualified
That's
to do
ridiculous.
that. How
No,
is
they
that
don't.
ridiculous? If a
Because the
hospital
government does
hires a
what it
qualified
wants.
heart
The,
surgeon, the Department of Education can hire a qualified educator.
no. No, there are plenty of people in government positions that are not elected that are not qualified.
I agree.
They're, they're there specifically for the purpose of achieving a political aim, and they're absolutely not qualified to decide what's good for children. Parents are, because they're parents. They
Mm,
get to have a say in what their child learns.
and the say could be wrong.
I don't care.
You don't care.
Nope,
Opinions can be wrong sometimes.
that's fine.
You get to
It's the
have a
parent's
say.
opinion. It is their choice what their child gets
And
educated
and
on.
I think this is the slippery slope that leads to the downfall of our actual country. Is
No,
that
I don't like Daddy Sam. I like Uncle Sam.
Americans don't comprehend that their opinions and beliefs could be wrong. And if anybody that's one of the most horrible things you can tell an American is, hey, your belief is wrong. You will make a lot of enemies if you tell an American their belief is wrong, because they've been brought up in this mm, uh, not this environment. And the Americans have been brought up in an environment where beliefs are the most important thing.
You
And
get into a
what that
real slippery, dangerous slope there, though, by doing that, by deciding that the government gets to say what beliefs are right and wrong. Because what if I was in charge and I got to say that all of your beliefs were wrong?
you would be allowed to say that, and then we would try and vote for somebody else. That's how our
Well,
system is supposed to work.
that's the
If
thing, though,
this
is
woman
is
is an
that
elected
you
person,
wouldn't like that, would you?
vote. Of course, I wouldn't like it, but then I would
Well,
counter you with facts and logic, and then you would come to me with your facts and logic, and we would discuss it, and we would vote for the people who need to do the things the right way. But having it as you telling me my beliefs are wrong, um, doesn't offend me. I would just try to understand your point and then try to convince you of mine. Most Americans are going to
here's the
hear
thing,
the
though,
words and
is
be offended to their very
it's
core.
it's not just that though. It's hey, your beliefs are wrong, and we're going to teach your children that your beliefs are wrong
If you believe in creationism,
against
is your
your
belief wrong?
consent.
Right, is your belief wrong if you believe in creationism?
Yeah,
Hi,
your belief is probably wrong,
great. Then should
but
the
but
school teach evolution?
but but if you choose to teach your child creationism, go for it.
Great. You're allowed to teach them whatever you want uh, in the privacy of your own home. Does that mean that that child doesn't get to hear about evolution? Does that mean they never hear the word from an educator?
No, but this is specifically about what she's talking about right now
Mm-hmm.
is school choice. She's saying, "Oh, you're not qualified to make decisions about what school your child goes to or what your child learns."
School
And the
choice.
overall thing is, uh, it seems to me that Democrats don't want parents to have a say in what or how children or on what children are learning or how they're learning it or at what age they're learning it, and that just seems wrong to me.
What the Democrats want is for not to have a two-tiered system. A public school that is failing and has no money and teaches re- relatively reality, and a private school which is run for profit, paid for by tax dollars, and paid for by rich people who then get to learn whatever that private institution wants to teach them. That it may go against reality. I mean, there are private religious schools that are teaching creationism right now, and I think that's wrong.
Do you
I
think
think
people
that's wrong.
that come out of private schools and underperform?
No, they overperform. The private schools are much better because they are funded by rich people.
So the fact that they teach creationism isn't actually having an impact on their performance in society.
Society loves creationism. We live in a
I
Christian
think
country.
it's indifferent. I think that whatever they teach to their kids in terms of evolution or creationism makes no difference. I don't give a fuck
Of
if
course
they
it does.
teach creationism
You can't
at
teach
some private
creationism
school or
and
at some
critical thinking.
Catholic school.
You can't. You can't have creationism and critical thinking in your brain at the same time. You can't. It's impossible.
How do you overperform without critical thinking?
One, you're already relatively well off because you went to that private school. Two,
Doesn't
your
matter.
parents are relatively well off. Three, you go to a college that is also a Christian college that teaches creationism, and then you
It
get a
still doesn't
job,
matter.
and you're the upper class the entire time. Our
The majority of people that make a lot of money end up losing it.
no,
That's not overperforming. That's underperforming.
our
Like people that
our
win the lottery
economic.
end up losing their
I didn't. I'm
winnings.
not talking about lottery. I'm talking about the what's that thing where the we're sticky at the end. If you're in poverty, you tend to stay in poverty. If you're in the middle, you might go up or down a little bit. But if you're at the top, you stay at the top. Um, Even if you lose a little bit, you're still in the top. So a person who's going to this private school is in the top already, either because they are middle class and they're taking out loans or something like that. They're paying for their children to go there to have a better life. They're already at the top. The poorest of the poor are going to that public school. The richest are going to private schools. There's no way around that. I mean, that's. Would you say that's a pretty much fact of our country right now? The poorest of the poor go to public schools, and the richest go to private schools.
Yeah, I'd say that's fair.
Okay, so if that's the case, and the private schools are being funded by these people, why aren't these? Why? I don't want private schools to exist at all. I think all of them should be public. I think all that money that's going into those private schools ought to be into the public school, so everyone gets a good education. But that's creating a two-tiered system. That
But
two-tiered
I think the
system
parents should
of
have a
winners and
say in
losers.
what the children are taught.
I think you're right that they should have a say, but sometimes they say things that are wrong, and you need an expert to sort that out.
And as I just said, the people that we hire in government are not experts. Sorry.
They
I mean,
so
what was
how do we get an expert in charge?
I'm sorry. What was the name of the person that Trump appointed as the leader of the Department of Education?
Betsy
DeVos,
DeVos.
Betsy
Betsy
DeVos,
DeVos. She was
something
not
like
an
that. Yeah,
expert. She was.
amazing.
She
So
was.
so we can have people that are not qualified
Mhm.
in charge of education,
I know we
right?
can, and that's a. Why did we get that? Because we didn't vote for Hillary Clinton. That's why
I
we
mean,
got.
give me a break. Would Hillary Clinton have appointed somebody more qualified?
Yes. Literally,
Would
yes.
she really?
100%.
Maybe.
Yes.
Probably not. Probably she would have appointed somebody that was just as agenda oriented as Betsy DeVos was, or
Toward
Davos, or
education.
how the fuck you pronounce her name.
I think it's
But
DeVos, but regardless.
the whole point here is, I want parents to have a say, a strong say, as in like to have overwhelming uh performance, not performance, overwhelming say in how their children and what their children are taught.
Okay. You want them to have an overwhelming say in what their children are taught. Great. And there has to be an expert in charge of that. I don't know how
The
to.
experts are the parents.
No, I don't know how to teach math. I don't know how. I know how to do math. I am not an educator. Is there special qualifications to being an educator of children?
We have that. You have to get a certification
Great,
as a teacher.
great. Then why not have them be the experts and in charge? I want to put more into the teachers telling you what to do. But you're upset about the government doing things, yet you're on board for when the government does things, when they're Republican things. When Mr.
The thing
DeSantis starts
with the
doing things
Republican
about
things is saying the government's not allowed to do things,
when
or the educators are not allowed to do things. In particular, in this case, actually, the outdated fact sheet that you just clicked on
yeah,
is,
we can move on to
I
that.
think
Yeah,
that's perfectly fine.
I don't see a
A
huge
great bill.
problem with this. The fact that the word God is right there in the top makes me unhappy with it. But
I mean, give me a break. This is
I know,
if you said God given, if you said it's a natural right,
fine.
does that change? Does that make any difference? Who
Yes,
cares whether it says God given?
because they're going to weasel their way in. Remember
You could.
last week we talked about how the Don't Say Gay bill went from started at kindergarten through third grade, now it's up to ninth grade, and now it's all grades. I said it last week. DeSantis gets his foot in the door and then expands and then expands and then expands. This will be expanded. They will get their foot in the door with this non-offensive fact sheet, and then they will expand it, and then
I
they'll
mean, Jesus
send
Christ,
it to
how offensive?
all
Go
the
back to
schools.
that.
It's not offensive. I
How
agree.
offensive? I mean,
It's not
know what
offensive.
their children are being taught.
That already
Have the right to
happens.
two parent teacher conferences per year. Oh
Literally
my
already
God!
happens. It literally already
Like,
happens. All of these things already happen. This is not
amazing. Like,
groundbreaking.
imagine parents being allowed to see the school budget and spending, the things they pay property taxes on. You know, like,
That
imagine
already
that parents actually
happens.
get to see that.
That
Or,
already happens. You can go join the school board. You can go to the PTA meetings and find out all these things. All of this stuff already happens. This is not offensive because it already happens and it's already done regularly.
didn't a parent that went to a school board meeting just recently be classified as a terrorist? I might be putting my foot in my mouth here, but
They went there
that's
to
the narrative I
shout.
understand.
They went there to shout down all the things. They went there and they disrupted it so that no business could be done. Nobody else could be heard because they were shouting at the top of their lungs about CRT ruining their children. So that person got removed, and then um, the over exaggerated news called him a terrorist or something along those lines, or somebody charged him with something about disturbing the peace or something along those lines. Um, this bill isn't terrible. I'll go down it one at a time. School districts must post curriculum information publicly. That's fine. I don't have an issue with that. They probably kind of already do. Anytime you ask your teacher, hey, can I see what they're looking at? They tell you. States must provide the public a copy of any revisions to the state's academic standards of learning benchmarks. Now, see, this is fine too, and they probably already do it, but once you start letting the public see your learning benchmarks, they're going to start pissing and moaning and yelling and screaming. They're going to go to uh, PTA meetings and scream about the CRT because the public generally is stupid. Now, parents must be
Learning,
given
no.
timely notice of any school plans to eliminate gifted or talented programs. I agree that they should be given timely notice of that. That's fine. They probably already do. I mean, this isn't offensive. Schools must provide parents with a list of books and reading material available in the school library. I'm willing to bet you could have done that already. There's probably not a rule. I mean, I know how the word must gets used in law a lot, must. Um, but I'm willing to bet you could have gotten this already. This isn't secret information, you know? Uh, have the right to be heard? Okay, you have the right to be heard. Well, you have the right to speak, but we don't have the right to agree with you. Teachers must offer 2 in-person meetings with parents each year. I have more than that now. I have a kid, and I go to more than 2 in-person meetings a year already.
And
So,
then you live in a great state,
okay,
or you have a great school system.
if you want to meet with the teachers, teachers love meeting with parents. This is not some sort of terrible issue. So this is not offensive. This is a thing that already happens. Parents must be allowed to address the school board on
And
issues
do you
impacting
think
their
it should
education.
happen though?
Yes, it's fine.
Well, good. Then what's wrong
This isn't
with enshrining
offensive.
that in law?
Um, I don't
Do you think there are
mind.
any instances where teachers shouldn't offer 2 in-person meetings per year?
No, I think they should do that. What
Okay,
is the
so it's
problem
a
with
good law.
enshrining it in law? It becomes expanded upon. What's going to happen is they're going
Oh,
to get their
Jesus
foot in the
Christ,
door.
the horror.
You've
They have to
expanded it
now
three
offer 3.
times.
They now have to offer 3 in-person meetings per year.
What did we talk about last week? We talked about DeSantis expanding it from third grade to ninth grade. And this week, what are we at? All grades. And he's got those people on the college board that are going to control what kids hear about in college. The man owns all of Florida education. This man. And you're complaining about the government being in charge of education when literally the governor of Florida is in charge of their entire education. I don't comprehend how you're getting to this point. I'm upset with the
Excuse me,
government, but
but
when the government owns it,
no,
I'm happy.
no. What this is doing is the opposite of what. Well, actually, it's actually in line with what I'm advocating for.
Hmm.
Is I want the parents to be able to direct education. Now, I don't agree that this law should be expanded to all ages. I don't think it should be expanded to high school. So I don't agree with the expansion of this law. But this is specifically restricting the things that the public education system is allowed to teach, as opposed to uh, putting forth what it is that they should be teaching. There's a difference there.
So when the Florida governor restricts speech, you're on board. But when
Speak.
this
Whoa, whoa, whoa,
lady,
whoa, whoa, whoa.
he's
Restrict.
restricting
No,
what
no,
they
no,
can
no, no,
say.
no.
He's doing
Restrict
that.
speech. That's not what it is. It's not speech. It's what your children are taught in the public education system.
He's
This,
restricting what they can
what,
say.
what this person, yes, because it's the
Yes.
public education system.
Yes. And when this woman says we need experts, not high school dropouts, you're upset. We need experts leading
We need
it.
experts, not parents. We need Daddy Sam, not Uncle
Yes.
Sam.
And but when DeSantis says what you can and can't say, you're on board. You don't see the
When
two
we
connecting. You
teach,
don't see the two being similar.
no, I see these things as being opposed to one another.
But regardless, what I'm saying is the thing you're upset about is what Ron DeSantis is doing, but you are okay with what Ron DeSantis is doing it because you're ideologically uh, aligned with him.
I already told you I don't agree with expanding it to high school.
I know,
I'm
but
fine with it
he's
being
going
elementary
to
and middle
do it.
school.
But he's going to do that, and then he is going to expand this, and then this will get expanded, and then this will get passed, and then they'll get one more little caveat at the end where it'll get expanded, and then it'll get expanded, and then it'll get expanded. I mean,
I want to know
that's what
what
Ron DeSantis has
is
been
there
doing.
literally anything wrong with the bill that you're looking at right now?
There is
With the
nothing offensive about this. I am on board for all of it. If the parents ask to see these things, that's fine. Let's see. Educators and policymakers must respect the First Amendment rights of parents as well as the right to assemble and have a say in the child's education. They already do that. They have PTA meetings. They have contact with the schools. Uh, Kyle apparently gets um, school budget meeting updates weekly, and I get this something similar. School districts should consider community feedback when making decisions. They can considering community feedback and then saying no thank you, that's dumb, no we don't want that, will be protested. Community feedback doesn't mean we do what you tell us to. Hey, I would like some community feedback that we stop all teaching of evolution and only teach the Bible. Great, thank you for your feedback. We're not going to do that. All of a sudden, he's going to scream bloody murder that his feedback wasn't considered. Um, there must be public disclosure of school district budgets, and that's probably already public knowledge. I'm willing to bet that it's already public knowledge. Schools must not share student data with tech companies. I don't think that they do. I haven't heard about them doing such a thing. Uh, Schools must not sell student data. I haven't heard such a thing.
Do you
Uh,
think that
parents
Do you
have
think
to
that they're
say,
just
I'm skipping this down to the,
they're just passing this because?
yes, them, Kevin McCarthy is a
Like,
wiener.
do you
He is a
think that
wimp.
they? No,
He's
no, no, no,
passing.
no,
He's
no,
passing a
no, no,
non.
no, 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 no.
He's passing
The
a non
if
thing.
there if these are specific provisions in the laws about schools not sharing student data and schools not selling student data and whatnot, you would I imagine that there has been at least one case somewhere that this has happened.
Where
That
the school didn't share their budget.
where they didn't share their budget, or they didn't, or they did share um, student data with tech companies, for example.
Okay.
They like any number of these things. These things are in there for a reason.
No, it's not in there for a reason. It's in there so that Kevin McCarthy
Just
could say, "Look what we did."
no,
He
no, 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 no.
passes a milk toast medium, doesn't really do anything. What we're looking at right here is non-offensive. I don't have anything really against this, which is
Yeah, it's a
why they
great
put
bill.
it together. It's mediocre nothing. Most of these things already happen and can already be done. It's only putting the word must in there a few times, which is fine. I don't have an issue. What I have an issue with, what I suspect will happen, is they will expand, as they always, always, always do. They will expand it.
Jesus Christ! Imagine parents having a say in their own child's education.
Jesus Christ. Imagine parents forcing Jesus Christ on other people's children. Yes,
What?
that's where they're going to force religion into it. That's where they're going to go with this. Oh, hi. Thanks for sticking around to the end of the video. If you liked what you saw, hit the like button, press the subscribe button. Uh, if you want to tell me how right I am, feel free to leave a comment. If you want to tell me how wrong I am, leave a comment too. That's good. Um, this is just kind of a hobby for me, so I appreciate you coming by, giving it a watch, and pressing the YouTube buttons. Thanks.